Hi everyone, my name is Blake and I still love music. We are back with another review. It's been a couple videos since I've done a review, so I'm excited to talk about this time the newest album from pop icon Charli XCX titled Music, Fashion, Film. This is the much anticipated follow-up to one of, I feel like, the biggest albums of the decade with Brat. I'm actually not super familiar with Charli's music. I've heard like the radio hits and I've heard a lot of the songs off of Brat, but I've never actually gone through and listened to Brat all the way. I'm sorry, I just haven't done it yet. Really, it came out right before I really got back into music. It was winter of 2024 is when music kind of became like my obsession again, like it was when I was a teenager. Pretty much all of my early to mid 20s, I lost touch with music a lot. So it came out like right before then. So yeah, I still need to give Brat a listen. From what I've heard from it, it's really great. This album is a bit of a departure from her earlier work. A little bit more of a focus on like catchy guitar riffs, but it does still maintain like a danceable kind of like club music sort of. It also features, we'll talk about it, but some very vulnerable writing, some relatable writing and lyrics as well. And Charli does an excellent job on this album of getting her messages across. Talking about the opener to this album, I had heard it as a single before listening to this album all the way through. And I think it's an all right introduction to the sounds this album is bringing, at least. Rock music is the name of it. It features some like punk vocals, punk inspired at least. And I do love, one thing I do really love on this track is when Charli sings the word rock. Like when she's saying rock music, there's like this really overproduced vibrato on her voice. It sounds really cool. But beyond that, the track doesn't really do that much for me. It didn't do that much for me as a single either. Fortunately, that's probably my least favorite song on the whole record. The rest of it is fantastic. It follows with SS26, Spring Summer 26 is what really she's saying throughout the song. It's a great song. I like the lyrics on it. It's very relatable. Some of the lines are like, she says like, we're on a walkway that goes straight to hell. And she's definitely singing about like the things going on in the world right now. So it's relatable. Her vocals are really clear and pleasant on the song too. It's one of the more chill songs on the album. And it's really nice. I like that song a lot. The next 3 songs on the album though that follow it are some of my favorites. Starting with Card Declined. This song has like this awesome like grunge kind of slacker rock sounding guitar riff. It almost reminds me of like a Pixies song, like early Pixies. And then like halfway through it transforms into sort of like an indie-tronica song, and it's a really cool surprise. I did not really see it coming. I was pretty shocked. And then again, the last 40 seconds it changes again to more of like an indie rock sort of vibe. It feels like 3 distinct songs in one, and the production on that song in particular is top notch. This one is followed by Camera, which is another extremely strong song. It's got this like, I kind of wrote like clicky clacky guitar sound. It reminds me of like Interpol, like older Interpol's work. I can't get enough of this song. Camera is awesome. The message is really great as well. She's singing about like the anxiety that comes with being in the spotlight, but also kind of craving being in the spotlight. And the writing is just excellent on this whole album. 2007, the third song in this like trio of songs I really love, is another excellent track. The different cuts she does with her voice like really remind me of like an Underscore song, especially near the end of the song. It sounds like something that could have been on You. This is a great part in the review as well to mention that I just really love the instrumentation on this album. The mixing is top notch, and I really love the way the bass sounds, particularly. Like it always finds a way to punch through the song without being like overbearing. And Charli is also, she is a master at song length. Like every song on here, except for one exception we'll talk about later, is like 2 to 3 minutes long. They never overstay their welcome. But like they don't feel too short either. You feel like you're getting everything out of the song within that 2 to 3 minute package. I'm Afraid is probably Charlie's most vulnerable song on this album. There's really no like metaphors or similes. It's just brutally honest writing, which I really appreciate when an artist can do that and make it effective. It's also a really unique song. It's just totally different vibe from really every other song on here. Yeah is another one of my personal favorites. It instantly went into a bunch of my playlists the first time I heard it. It just rocks so hard. The lyrics are really simple. It's pretty much just her saying I don't want to, and then yeah for most of it. But when it gets to the chorus, like, it just hits so hard. There's like this really cool synth that punches through, and then there's like these little moments of silence so that when the wall of sound like just comes back in, it hits extra hard. Wink Wink is another good song. I assume it's probably going to be like the radio hit off of this album. I really like it as well. It doesn't hit as hard for me as some of the other songs on here, but it might have the best chorus on the album. It's really catchy. The lyrics are also really funny. Just like even within the first like 20 seconds of the song, it's pretty hilarious. Persona is another one of my favorites off of the album. The distortion on the guitars is so heavy, and I was like doing the stank face the whole time while listening to it. I was like, this is an awesome song. I'm actually going to see her in October. I originally bought the tickets because Underscores is opening for her, and Underscores is one of my favorite artists of all time. Like top 10 artists easily, maybe top 5 honestly. So when I heard the Underscores is opening for Charli, I was like, I gotta go see them. So I'm taking my brother. But this song is probably the one, at least from Charli's set, that I'm the most excited to hear live. I think it's going to sound awesome. 2 songs left on the album. Magic Metal Montana. It's the second to last song. It's once again another extremely strong song. For some reason, the song kind of reminds me of the first half of Wisteria by Tokyo Shoegazers. I don't really know why. Like, I think maybe it's in the same key or something, but like the guitar in the background kind of has the same vibe to me. It has a really chill opening, and then at the like minute and a half mark, there's this awesome guitar line that comes through. The first time I heard it, I thought it was a synth, but I did a little bit of research on it. A.G. Cook is just goated, and it's just actually this like, it's a guitar that just sounds like glitchy as hell. It's really fucking cool. That song is awesome. And then the closer on this song, No One Lasts Forever, featuring David Cronenberg, which was just kind of crazy, is a really interesting song. It's a really strong closer to the album as far as like kind of wrapping up all the different themes that Charli's been presenting. And it's the longest song on the album by far. It's like over 5.5 minutes long. So it feels very intentional. Like she is specifically trying to get these messages across. It's a very kind of life-affirming song in a way. Like the lyrics can sound kind of dark, but they kind of give me the opposite feeling. Like there's this repeated line of like nothing lasts forever, which really hit me surprisingly hard. And then the David Cronenberg at the bit at the end also really hit me hard. Like he's talking about how like while art can persist for thousands of years, really the artist doesn't get to experience any of that. Like, yeah, at the end of their life, they'll remember like the people they knew and the experiences they have. And then like the last bit of the song, there's a line where Cronenberg says like oblivion is freedom, like death is freedom, and then it's just followed by like a minute and a half of repeated they are dead, they are gone, no one lasts forever. Just like that line over and over and over again for a minute and a half. It's really, it left me with a profound feeling of like comfort. Like it was kind of haunting, but at the same time, like, yeah, very, very comforting. It was really interesting. I think it was a really daring choice to have the album end this way. And musically, like, it's not the most exciting thing to listen to. The rest of the song is really great. I'm talking mostly about that ending. It's not the most exciting thing to listen to musically, but it's something that I can't get out of my head, and it's really been sticking with me for the last couple days since I first heard this album. So yeah, I really love this album. There wasn't a single song on here I didn't at least enjoy, and almost every song I would say I loved. The production is top notch. Each song is distinct from one another. Charli's vocals sound excellent, and the writing I think is honestly one of the strongest parts of this album. I really liked it. Charli, I mean, she manages to strike a balance of like fun, danceable music with, you know, sometimes some really kind of silly lyrics on some songs, but there's also just some emotional and vulnerable writing that really left a strong impression on me that has persisted with me in the days since listening to it. I honestly think the more I listen to this album, my love for it will grow over time. For now, I think the intro song just barely holds it back from being a 10 for me. So I'm going to rate it a 9.5. It's excellent. Leonard also has some thoughts. He wrote, "When is Brat Summer coming back? And my card never gets declined because I just steal everything." He rated this a 69% on the tomato meter, since he was confused if this was indeed music, fashion, or film. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all of the support. I truly appreciate every one of you that watches these videos, and I will see you next time.